Hey everybody, Steve and Caleb from Brownells, and today we want to talk about how to make your AR more accurate. And there's a lot of things you can do, believe me.
Yeah, there are. And, you know, these are, like you said, these are specifically like accuracy focused upgrades, right? So with that, there's a lot of things you can do to your AR-15, obviously, especially if you bought one off the shelf at the store. But not all of those things will affect the accuracy. And if you're trying to get more accuracy out of your firearm, then a really good place to start. You know, there's a handful of things, and a great place to start is honestly just the barrel.
Right.
So,
right, if you want to replace your barrel, or if you're doing a build.
yeah, if you're doing a build, like doing a build is probably the most cost-effective way to accurize an AR-15 because, you know, if you buy one off the shelf, you're essentially throwing away, you know, the barrel's money worth of that gun. So, yeah, the build's the best way to do it. But let's say maybe you have an old AR-15 that was, you know, passed down to you or something like that, and you just want to build off of that. That's perfectly fine as well. But the thing that's going to make the most difference is probably I say the barrel, but it's probably a combination of a barrel and a free float handguard if you don't already have one.
Free float is the way to go, definitely.
Yeah, so a free float handguard inherently is going to be way more accurate than a standard handguard that kind of clamps onto the front of your gas block.
Especially if you're using a bipod or resting it on anything at the bench, you know, to shoot.
Yep, because that pressure on that handguard will definitely go into that barrel and affect your accuracy and group size and point of impact and different things like that. So
yeah, you might want to use it as a varmint rifle, and I wouldn't build it any other way. You know, I'd free float it for sure.
Yeah, and this one is a great example because this was built with accuracy in mind, and this one's actually in 6 arc. Okay. So it's a really good, accurate shooting gun. And the barrel's the biggest thing in this gun, I think. So in this gun, we have a really nice barrel. We have a really nice free float handguard. So we did mention free float handguard, but you could go wrong with certain free float handguards.
Oh?
Yeah. So if you just jump online and you're looking for the cheapest free float handguard, the way that barrel nut attaches to that upper receiver, that barrel nut, so something you need to consider is machine quality as well.
Okay.
So if that barrel nut isn't concentric around where it clamps down against.
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
Against that shoulder of the barrel.
Yeah.
It's like taking a Remington 700 action, you know, one that's not blueprinted, one that was, you know, basically built as a hunting rifle,
right? And
then trying to turn it into a bench rest rifle. The first thing you're going to do is replace the barrel and blueprint it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
if you're going for maximum accuracy, you sure would.
Exactly. So same kind of system applies here. Buying a better handguard or a quality handguard from a reputable manufacturer, that barrel nut's going to be machined the way it's supposed to be, right? Because there's plenty of times where people say, well, I bought this handguard from an American company, and I'll jump online, Google it. It's a company based out of California, but they're importing the handguards from China. They're just not saying that.
Okay.
So that's the kind of situation you want to avoid. So just buy a good handguard.
Right, like a Midwest or a Geisley or something like that.
Midwest, Geisley, Sons of Liberty Gunworks. There's a lot of really good ones out there.
Yeah, and many more that we didn't mention.
Yeah, fortunately, there's a lot of really good ones. So if you're jumping on like Amazon or whatever, just searching for the cheapest thing, that's not the way to go.
It seems to me most of the accuracy happens in the top half of the gun, in the upper receiver.
Yeah. So that's where all your mechanical accuracy comes from. Any slop between your upper and lower doesn't necessarily make the gun mechanically less accurate.
No.
But, you know, as you're pulling the trigger, that
makes it a little more steady.
Yeah, it could move a little bit right as that trigger breaks, like between your upper and lower, and that's where the illusion of the gun's not accurate because the upper and lower are sloppy comes from. It's more inducing that onto you're putting that input into the gun and making it less accurate.
Yeah, and if you're shooting at 100 yards with a 4-power scope, you might never notice it.
Yeah, you're never going to notice. So having an upper and lower that are matched pretty closely will also help. Mm-hmm. And you can take out some of that slop just by bracing into the gun, like actually leaning into the gun versus just letting the slop exist, if you will. So, like
Technique
if you're
is important.
Yeah, actually, pushing into the gun will actually put pressure on it and take a lot of that slot between your upper and lower out if that's something that you have. And now, a lot of times now, words are so hard, Steve. A lot of times now, lower receiver manufacturers will put a tension screw
Yes.
under that grip. So you can adjust the tension between your upper and lower receiver by taking off your grip and adjusting that screw in there. So that's really nifty.
Yep, that's a nice improvement. I like that.
Yeah, and if yours doesn't have it, you can always, if you're crafty or if you have a mill, you can do it yourself.
Right, or you can put an Accu-Wedge in there.
Yeah, Accu-Wedge. I'm not a huge fan of Accu-Wedge, but they work.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so.
And they don't cost much.
They're very affordable.
And you don't have to remove any metal.
You don't. You don't. But just buy good parts to start with.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that easy, right? No, but in all seriousness, yeah, Accu-Wedge will help out with that. Speaking of things that aren't necessarily mechanical accuracy, but basically your input into the gun that's throwing it off, the trigger.
Oh, of course. Shooter interface.
Yep. So a good lightweight trigger will help you be more accurate with the firearm.
Yep. And you've got an adjustable stock, and needless to say, you want it to fit you properly for length of pull.
Yeah, just having the good ergonomics, like actually getting on the gun properly is huge.
Yeah, the shape of the stock isn't so important, really. As long as your cheek rests on it when you're trying to look through the scope, in a consistent manner.
Yeah, you just want to be comfortable and consistent behind the gun.
Yeah.
And
gun's got to fit you.
Yeah, it absolutely has to. Your bolt, proper headspace.
Okay, yeah.
So you can have a gun that works just fine, but the headspace is excessive, more excessive than is accurate, I should say.
That can give you inconsistencies on ignition.
Yep, so same exact thing. We refer to like a blueprinted bolt action rifle. Same kind of situation. You want it to lock up consistently every time that bolt closes and those lugs engage, and that'll give you the most accuracy.
Yeah, easily. And then needless to say, you've got to tune the gun so it ejects uniformly and it does the same thing every time.
Yeah, so again, with that, we have an adjustable gas block here, so we can tune this gun how we want it to, with and without a suppressor. And speaking of that, since I'm already up here, we have a muzzle brake on this one as well. Now, that's not making the gun mechanically more accurate, but again, it's making it more comfortable to shoot. So we are able to be more accurate and consistent with it.
Right, right. And it does stop the recoil, the shaking, the jumping.
Yep, all that stuff.
And if you have a suppressor, that's even better.
Yeah, a good smooth recoil impulse is going to make you more accurate.
More comfortable.
Yep. And last but not least, the two things on top here, the optic and the rings.
Yeah.
So having, we'll start with rings, having a good quality set of rings. Again, there's a lot of cheap Chinese ones out there, are just ones that are not made to a very good standard. And it doesn't matter how good your scope is, if you're putting them in bad rings that mount up to the rifle, that scope's completely useless.
Right. Yep. And it's just like any other rifle, good solid mounting with a decent optic. There's some really good, cool-looking tactical optics out there that cost $150.
Amazon
that
is
are not worth
full of them, man. Amazon has a bunch.
You're throwing your money away.
Yeah, and but these right here, we have some Midwest Industries, and those are great.
Yes.
There's a lot of good ones out there. You got Midwest Industries, you got Badger, you got ADM, and I mean Burris makes some decent ones. There's a lot.
Yeah,
Loophole, yeah. There's a bunch to choose from. And of course, you want to go with some kind of AR style ring to be more comfortable again behind the gun.
To get the right height above the bore.
Right height, get it set forward a little bit there. Not mounting your optic, bridging that gap between your receiver and handguard. And I'm pointing back here to you, Steve, and no one can actually see what I'm pointing at.
Yeah, I see that.
But not bridging that gap between your upper receiver and handguard is very important. Keep your optic all mounted on your receiver.
Yep. That's the only way to fly, really. I know guys do it. They will go over to the forend with their forward ring.
Yeah, and some people will do it and not have issues, but the second they bump their handguard on something, then they start having issues.
Yep, then you're at risk.
Yeah, so, yeah, like we said, decent optic. There's a lot of good optics out there. There's, unfortunately, a lot of bad optics out there, so that's something to look out for.
There is one more thing I can think of, and that is good controls on the gun, so you don't have to shift around a lot to work the gun.
Yeah, that's excellent.
A safety that's easy to manipulate, a mag release that's really easy, maybe a bolt release on both sides.
Yeah, so that's a really good point. As a primarily left-handed shooter, I run ambidextrous controls on my gun. So I have ambidextrous selector, bolt catch, magazine release button. It's over here somewhere. There it is, right there. Ambidextrous magazine release button. So I mean, everything I need to do, I can do while comfortably mounted on the gun.
Right. And you've got your level on this side of the gun.
I do, yes.
So you don't have to shift your head to see the level. All you got to do is open both eyes if you've got one closed.
Yep, so I can just comfortably behind the gun and while looking through the optic, I can see my level and know that my gun's level. Because yes, having your optic level and having your gun level is extremely important when you start shooting out there.
Right.
So, yeah, that's another really important good point as well.
Yeah, anything past 300 yards, I start watching the level really close.
Yeah.
Because then you start to see the effect.
Yep, makes a huge difference.
Pretty cool.
I think we covered most of it.
I think so. Other than that, using good ammunition and good magazines, you know.
Yeah, the ammunition is hugely important.
And it goes back to your barrel. Do you have the right twist rate for the ammunition you want to shoot? If you're shooting those heavy 77 grainers or something, you want a fast twist barrel.
Yeah, and another note on that is like you and your buddy might have the same brand barrel, and your barrel may shoot one brand of ammunition better than his.
That's right.
So try a few different types of ammunition out with your barrel. See which one your gun likes the best, and stick with it.
Yeah, easy as pie. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I think we covered most of it. We can invite comments.
Well, if you have a comment, if you have a little tip we should know about, or if you disagree with anything we said, let us know in the comments. We'd like to hear from you. In the meantime, hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And I suppose if you have a problem of some kind, what would you do?
Listen, if you need help with anything for any reason ever, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.